No, I'm not that surprised to be heading to jury right now. I knew going into this double eviction that unless I was able to win HOH or veto, it was going to be me. I suspect that the three guys, Kyland, Xavier, and Big D, are working together. So, yeah, it was just one of those things where if I didn't win, then I was going to be their target, either myself or Azza. But because Azza won HOH, she was guaranteed safety. I believe that either myself or Azza was supposed to be the target of this double eviction. I'm not sure if Kyland, Xavier, and Big D had a preference, but because Azza won HOH, she was guaranteed safety. So I was kind of the only other option. And unless I would have won that veto, my fate was pretty much sealed. Between the HOH comp and the veto comp, I tried telling Azza that the guys are working together, and Kyland, without saying this explicitly, at least I thought I tried subtly warning her that if Kyland was not on the block, then Kyland was going to use the veto on someone who was on the block, and then I could be in jeopardy of going home. That's why I really didn't want to go up. I just feel like we were at a point in the game where you can no longer use pawns. Anyone who you put on the block is, you must view as expendable. And I knew that unless I won that veto, I was just going to be collateral in the guy's path of getting to the end. It is what it is. Honestly, no, there's nothing that I wish I did differently with my game. In competitions, I guess I wish I would have performed slightly better, but what can you do? I tried my best in every single competition that I meant to try my best in. Of course, sometimes in the game of Big Brother, you throw things. But whenever I felt like I needed to win, then I gave it my all. And that's not really something that you can regret. And also getting, the cookout to final six, that was my goal. That was my first and foremost purpose in this game. And we were able to accomplish that. So the fact that, I'm heading to jury and I came in fifth place, I can't really complain. Of course, I'm bummed that, I wasn't able to play the game all the way to the end, just because I love and respect this game so much. But what can you do? And I did accomplish what I set out to accomplish. I mean, Azza can't play in the next HOH, which means that she will most likely find herself on the block. And if she isn't able to win veto, regardless of who's HOH, she's going home. So at this point, it doesn't really matter to me. Seeing Big D win HOH, that would be cool since he's the only one who hasn't had the opportunity to do that this season. So, hey, I'm cheering on Big D. I'd say out of the people on this season, I was closest to Tiffany, Xavier, DX, and Claire. Tiffany was my closest ally within the cookout. Xavier and I have a big brother, little sister relationship. And I hope that relationship wasn't for the purpose of his game, or I hope that relationship wasn't just to move his game further. Because to me, the relationship that I have with Xavier is authentic, and we only live 45 minutes apart from each other outside of the Big Brother house. So I definitely look forward to hanging out with him and getting to know him outside of this environment. And then as far as DX and Claire go, they were my closest allies outside of the cookout, and I adore both of them. I think the world of them. The most unexpected part of playing Big Brother would be how much downtime we had. I mean, you get maybe like 3 to 4 days of game. And then the rest of the week is kind of just hanging out with people. And don't get me wrong, I liked hanging out with my fellow house guests, but I wanted to be playing the game 24/7. If it were up to me, I would have probably not cared to ask so many personal questions about people's lives. Oops. But because of that downtime, I've gotten to know some really amazing people. So yeah, just the amount of downtime that you have in the Big Brother house. Oh my God, that last hour was insane. I knew that unless I was able to pull out an HOH win or a veto win, and I came so close in that veto comp, one question off, and then I would have probably won the tiebreaker round. But that's besides the point. I knew that unless I was able to pull out either of those wins, then I would probably be sitting exactly where I'm sitting right now. So it was me fighting for my life, but also kind of accepting what I felt was about to happen to me. And then me being just so overwhelmed, me kind of regretting not being able to say my goodbyes and give people personal belongings and like do one last walkthrough of the house. It was just it was intense, it was emotional, it was stressful. But the one thing I will say is now that I'm out of the house, I don't have to be stressed out about the game anymore. Playing Big Brother was everything that I thought it would be and more. I love this game so much. I would play it next summer and the summer after and the summer after. Just keep asking me back and I'll keep coming back. This is my favorite show and I was able to live out a dream of mine. So I'm just very thankful for this experience. This was everything. Because Big Brother is such a cutthroat game, or because it can be such a cutthroat game, probably watching it as a fan, you think to yourself, how could these people be friends when she just backstabbed him and blah, 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 blah. But for me and a lot of the game players this season, it really was just a game. And so we were able to bypass that aspect and get to know each other as people and become close because you're with these people 24/7. So I am going to cherish some of these friendships for the rest of my life, especially my relationships with the people in the cookout. They're stuck with me forever. I'll always be their little sister, even if I'm like 30 something. I'm gonna be their little sis.